So if you're interested in losing money buying and selling real estate in Chico, I can show you exactly how to do it. Now that doesn't sound appealing at all, right? But no one plans on losing money on any kind of investment. Sometimes it happens. Recently, I've had several sellers come to me and say, I want to sell this real estate. But when we ran the numbers, we actually figured out that they were going to end up losing money, which is a really sad reality. And so really, this is a list of mistakes that you could avoid making when buying real estate in Chico, California. So number one way to lose money buying and selling in Chico, California is basically buying and then selling within like 1, 2, 3 years later. Real estate appreciates over time, generally speaking, but there are certain dips in the market. It goes up, but not in a straight line. And you may buy at a peak in one market, like in 2021 when rates were 3%, and go to sell in 2023 when rates are 6%, and you'll notice that the market is much softer and you may not come out ahead in that time period. The secret ingredient in investing in real estate in Chico is time. That is a secret ingredient. If you give it enough time, it most likely will appreciate. But in the short term, you just never know. Now, sometimes we have hyperinflating markets like in 2022 where the real estate market in Chico went up 10%. Everyone made money. But you can have short-term downturns in which essentially you're swimming against the grain and it's going to be much harder to make money in that market. And this is especially because it costs money to sell a home. There are staging, there's closing, there's real estate fees, there's repairs, there's maintenance, there's all kinds of different things that come up when you're selling your house that are expenses that you have to account for. So you want your appreciation to at least cover the expenses of selling a property. Number 2 is over-customizing the improvements on your property. Okay, so you buy a property and you want to do a new kitchen or do a new backyard or whatever else. In investing, they say the trend is your friend. And same with improving your house or your real estate. You want to do things that are trendy, that have a mass appeal. If you get too specific and you customize it exactly for your taste, you are going to lose a great population of buyers when you go to sell. I just had a situation where a home seller came to me and they had purchased a very expensive art piece that was then bolted on to the property. It was tens of thousands of dollars and it was a beautiful art piece, and she wanted to include it in the house and recoup her entire investment in it. And while it's beautiful, that beauty is in the art of the beholder. It's subjective. And so a lot of buyers aren't going to see the same beauty that you do. So stay away from over-the-top, super customized backyard projects. You may like the Raiders, but don't make your backyard silver and black and think that someone's going to pay full price for it. Customize it to your taste, but you want to stay on trend and keep that mass appeal. Number 3 are renovations that just don't add the value. So for instance, things like solar panels, swimming pools, full kitchen remodels that are $100,000, things like that. They may be on trend. They may have mass appeal. They may be beautiful. But inherently in those improvements, you're probably going to get about 70% return of what you did. I have sellers that call me and they say, I'm putting in a pool. How much more value is it going to add to my house? I want to get a return on the investment and enjoy my pool. But I have to tell them, okay, you're putting in a pool, it's $100,000, it's going to increase the value of your house about $70,000. And that's just the reality of the situation. You have to understand, unless you are a pro, unless you have some insight into labor, unless you are getting improvements below the market cost, most likely major renovations, major backyard projects, swimming pools, solar, that kind of thing, you got to expect you're going to get a percentage of the improvement back when you go and sell your house. Number 4, buying at the peak of the market. Now it's hard to see the peak, and this goes along with number 1, which is holding your real estate too short term. Over time, real estate goes up, but you may buy at a certain peak. Like for instance, 2021, 2022, interest rates were so low, we saw kind of a peak in the market, and it just came back down or became flat or a little more soft. Now, over time, because of inflation, that's going to go right back up and you're going to make money. But if you're in the short term and you happen to buy at the peak, you want to sell in the next season, that may be a difficult proposition and you may be faced with losing some of your equity. Number 5 is emotional overpaying. Sometimes you're buying a house and you get in what's called a bidding war, where multiple offers are coming in on that property. And a lot of times these are blind bidding wars. You don't know if someone's 100,000 under the asking and you're at asking, or if they're 20,000 over asking, you got to go $30,000 over asking. So it makes it kind of difficult, and the key is not to get emotional. Now, one of the defenses against this is having a good real estate agent who can run the comps, who can show you comps in the neighborhood and give their professional opinion, who is not emotionally tied to the property. Now, this is a great segue to say that I am a real estate agent. I operate in Chico. I run a team called Brent Sells Chico. If you go to brentsellschico.com, we would love to connect with you. If you're thinking about moving to Chico in 9 days or 90 days, someone from our team or myself would love to help you out. Okay, back to our list. Number 6 is deferred maintenance. It doesn't matter what kind of house you have, there is the law of entropy. It is a physical law of our universe that things over time break down. Plumbing breaks down, the roof breaks down, wood breaks down, it gets dry rot, your backyard gets messy. That's just the reality of owning real estate. And you have to keep up on these things. A small leak here or there in one day may be an easy repair, but if you let it go over time, it can grow and mushroom into a much larger project. And then we see houses that have so much deferred maintenance, it becomes a huge project. We could only sell it to an all-cash buyer because a lender won't loan on it, and you're gonna lose tons of money on that real estate because you didn't maintain the house. When you buy a house, you have to remember you're gonna paint the exterior every now and then. You're gonna replace that roof every now and then. The HVAC is gonna need to be replaced every so often. Pool equipment, you name it, it's gonna go out. Appliances, all of that stuff. And so you have to have a budget to maintain your property. And if you do not maintain your property well, you could be facing a loss when you go to sell. Okay, so in conclusion, my name is Brent Silverbaugh. If we haven't met, I'm glad to meet you. Give us a call if you're thinking about buying or selling in Chico. Me and one of my teammates would love to connect with you. Also, if you find this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, comment, and what did I miss? Let's start the conversation in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much.